hogy egy voltál születés.
What is it?
But I don't speak Dutch yet, but I think he said it was okay. I don't know if but I'm Zouheir. I came from Gaza. I'm a journalist. I worked for the last 10 years in Gaza Strip. Originally Palestinian. Parents are Palestinian, grandparents Palestinians. I was born in Algeria. I lived there till I was 16, 17. My first time in Gaza was I was 17 years old. And I was inspired about Gaza. It's my homeland, which I never visited before. I loved it, I fell in love with it. And then things changed. In 2000, started like another Gaza to appear, another life, another situation, something that we weren't used to it. And then we always was dreaming to be a lawyer. I found the situation to talk about it, more than lawyer to defend it, more than lawyer to be active in life in Gaza, in my home country. I was new, and suddenly I knew that I was a refugee in my home country. Somehow, you know what things how to list as a refugee because my grandfather came from what is now in Israel. It's a small town in Israel. Gaza. And then I started thinking about journalism as I was absolutely was about cooking. That was my passion. And then I found myself more in that career. So I worked, and it was a really big honor for me to work with rudi. And then I made more or less to be a videographer. I worked more about video than photograph and editing. I was going to write. And basically with international from all over the world as a freelancer. I work with televisions mostly. I'm not the writer guy. I'm not the one who can be in the rules, like to be in the local media. So I always work in international channels, networks, even my own reports, which after that I had to stop it for private reasons. So I only work as producer or fixer, just to help to be behind the camera always and to make something about Gaza, something good about Gaza and reality, whatever good, bad, it's reality. What all I care about is reality. Photography, it's just beside. I'm videographer. The photos I selected today, like more than 10,000 photos are in my hard disk. Actually more than one. I really cannot count it. I'm talking about years in Gaza. Peace, war time. But today, I selected photos just taken. Just took it. You are driving or eating sometimes. You have 1 minute to eat during the war, so you have to do whatever you can do in 1 minute, 2 minutes. So this photo you are seeing here, mostly it happened without even my camera. Some of them by my phone, faster than the camera. You are driving. You have no even time to look around you, otherwise you're being hit with someone else. Because they're all escaping or hiding or whatever. It's ceasefires to everyone like crazy, go everywhere to everywhere. I'm not going to talk a lot about the war. I will talk there. So now we can show you another Zouheir, how he was that time, maybe.
This is my home.
Zouheir's home is uninhabitable.
Right.
He manages to salvage what he can.
Under this small little blanket for my newborn baby, which we bought it for him and he never used it.
His wife, 3 children and his parents are living elsewhere in Gaza for the moment. 65,000 people are now homeless after their homes were severely damaged or destroyed. And the UN put building restoration to housing alone at $410 million. 1.5 million people have no or very limited access to water or sanitation. On July the 16th, Zouheir tried to reach the city as part of his job, but his car is flagged down to take an injured boy to hospital. An airstrike has hit the beach. When Zouheir asks him what happened, he says the person who was with him was killed, and the boy asks him to call his father. Zouheir doesn't know what happened to the boy after he took him to the hospital. We do know that 4 children were killed by that same airstrike as they played on the beach. The following day, the Israeli government said its military does not target civilians. It said the target of the naval attack was Hamas terrorist operatives, and that civilian casualties were a tragic outcome.
I can still hear the drones, the F-16 just playing all over the sky of Gaza. Well, people are scared. We trying to contact my family, my friends.
After 3 weeks of airstrikes, Zouheir was able to visit his family in their temporary accommodation.
My home is part of this story. My family became this place. We are waiting for the moment that we can live again under one roof together.
Just ridiculous, isn't it? And thanks so much to Zap.
And I'm still waiting anyway. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Even though we did at least for a few months and I'm here and I'm still waiting for my children to be under one roof again, together. So that's Zouheir, how he was. He is here now. I don't really nothing else to add. Nothing else to add. You would. Wasn't easy. So, we didn't know more about it.
In English or in Netherlands?
Netherlands? I don't have a problem in the
Maybe English is better for some people.
As well as I don't know when, I don't recall even when I met Zouheir. We counted wars in Gaza. I think it was 3 wars ago. Or something. Let me know.
2007.
Yeah, so it's a few wars ago. So, through social media, and then I went to Gaza because Gaza is not a nice place to go. I always wanted to go to Gaza each time, but I was so happy each time to leave Gaza because it's like, he said it's home, he fell in love with his home. I never fell in love with Gaza. It's like a prison. It's like you go into a huge prison. Through all the people who've been there who know it, but the ones who don't know it, you go outside. When you're inside, you don't know how it is to get out even. But when you go in, it's like through each time new concrete walls, new barriers, new controls. It's a kind of dehumanization, but with voices you can't hear, you can't understand, to intimidate you, with a lot of cameras. You become something in outer space. So then we went inside. First time I went with Zouheir. He was what we call our fixer, translator, producer. I mean, house mother. I mean, they are everything. They are our minds, our ears, our eyes. They have the contacts. They speak with everybody. But Zouheir very soon became much more. He became a friend because you get connected. You cannot get out without feeling what they feel when they let you inside their head, their heart, their family. So it becomes more. He drank all the time, coffee. And he smoked all the time, cigarettes. Stress. From time now he's skinny, but from time when you saw the pictures, he was even more skinny.
Yeah.
His face
Wartime.
was like, sometimes he, from the coffee, the bombs, the cigarettes, he didn't sleep for days, I suppose. He became very nervous, very intense. What can I say more about Zouheir?
Do you know
He is the one Arab who has a huge sense of humor. There is no, I mean, there is, in the Arab world it's very difficult to, maybe there is not many things to laugh with. That's the problem. No, there are a lot of things to laugh with, but it's not allowed. So it's difficult.
In Gaza, yes. And there is not a lot, and even though that's hard to find what it makes you smile. Sometimes you have to pay, you have to buy your smile. I don't know. This is something that we feel it, we live it, but we cannot talk about it because we don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, because when you cannot laugh with things because it's forbidden, so you're not laughing. But then Zouheir came here last time. He came on holiday.
Yeah, long work.
No, but I understand Zouheir. That's a tragedy. You get to know people in my profession. You go there and you leave. Then they stay behind and they live the life they have to live, which is not always pleasant. Some of them die, some of them are shot because they have to live. Some of them they leave. Now, also Mahmoud, he comes from Egypt this year. So, and I have another fixer friend who came from Baghdad and he lives in Leuven, not so far from here. So, I think they must, by now they must know me at the service for strangers in Belgium. Everybody I know lives now here. Which gives me a problem because next time I go to Gaza, who will help me? But anyway, no, that's true. It's but then no. To say finish with something quite serious. What happens nowadays, we all everywhere in the world now with extremism and with violence, with terrorism. The victims now, are in the first place the refugees, because they tend to be forgotten now these days. That's what happens. And even more, what tends to be forgotten is everything what happens.
Thank you. So here the children, this is the UN school, school. Those children live with their families in that school after they educated or escaped or ran away from their houses after the bombardment or even afraid of being there, which is really dangerous. No place where safe in Gaza. Even schools seem tired, some of them. They say by mistake, we don't know. This guy's claim, God, in English, the English paper, claim it's they call it saruf. The children play saruf. Saruf is rocket. As handlers and tenants of families, it's the same situation. So one for the church is about handlers and families who escape from but also children playing football, so footballers from Gaza who have nowhere to play football. Even one stadium we have in the city here is, there's nothing about it, this is my neighborhood. But the back here, when you see the refugees, but that's from his memories or whatever he has inside his home, his room, it's also there from the community. So whatever his grandparents did before, now he's doing the same. New generation of refugees in their homes. Staples, refugees, homeless, this photo you can also see there by color. How is it? 3 hours of the ceasefire because during the period I was driving, so I tried to look at his face. I don't know what he's afraid of loss of I never expected I wanted to study to know what it is. So I took my camera. It was like something. You're right. I didn't do that for I don't know. And then I went back, and I feel bad, but I feel like I'm father. I feel like I have to hide. So I did. I hired like a big truck that was